Hi guys, I'm going to be taking a look at a little different course here. This is EDFN 604, Education and Public Policy. I actually took this last winter. So it's laid out a little bit differently than some of Ollie's courses, which most of us have taken several of those by now. But overall, very easy to maneuver. At this point when I took this course, I had already taken a couple of the ACTE courses, so I was familiar with this online format. If you look at the QM for the first standard, as far as the course overview and introduction, definitely takes care of that. Going back to this, it wasn't as, at first I couldn't remember exactly where to go. It wasn't laid out nicely on this side menu, so I did go back up into content, and as soon as I brought that, then it brought in the overview right away. The nice thing with this course, what I did like, is she did a really nice job as far as laying out the overview. Everything obviously was in text, contact information, but everything else, everything that she reviewed in the overview, she actually created YouTube videos that actually, let's see if we can still open these, that she kind of
Welcome to EDF.
That she made basically a personal introduction of herself and what her expectations were of that course. So that was one thing that actually I appreciate, actually was helpful along the way. And she actually did intro videos similar to what Ollie does at the beginning of every single module. As far as all the expectations, everything is actually listed within the syllabus itself as well. So the syllabus is right here in the Content Manager. It goes in as a Word doc. Again, with the syllabus, there's actually an explanation of the syllabus as far as a YouTube video that she posted as well. So not only is it on here in text in a Word file or in a doc file, but also she goes over it with you through that YouTube video that you can actually take a printout of the syllabus and walk along, through it with her. As you can see, everything is listed in the syllabus. Academic integrity, all the policies, academic honesty, all the policies that she lists for the course, everything is spelled out pretty clearly. Outcomes are listed as well for the second standard. Everything is pretty clean as day. Learning objectives and competencies, everything is spelled out right here in the syllabus, very easy to find. Actually, when you go to assessment as well, she has the assessment of the course as far as the breakdown of the different measurement tools she'll be using. This was basically all based upon discussions, a midterm, personal statement, and a final project itself. So the midterm and final project were both research papers, and one was a book review here. So and the discussion post very similar to what we do in this course, which I'll talk about shortly here, as far as it being a collaborative communication between others taking the course. The grading scale is broken down as well. The format she expects as far as when submitting papers as well. And then there is a nice breakdown of what we can expect through each week. Each week is listed with all the different assessments or assignments that take place during that week and what the expectations are for those assignments. Again, the one thing I like about these courses when everything is laid out right in front of you, so you know what the expectations are going in. So there's nothing that's a surprise as you go from week to week. It's, even though some of the modules aren't open until the week that it comes, it's kind of nice to know what to expect and be able to plan and budget your time going forward. Going back here. Again, so assessment and measurement. The types of assessments selected measure the stated learning objectives and are consistent with course activities and resources. Assessment strategies and student expectations for successfully completing the course are clearly defined. That's all throughout the syllabus, but it's also defined within each week in each module that is listed. Again, you go to the YouTube video that's posted at the beginning of the week. The expectations are laid out in there as well for each of these different modules. So it actually makes it really easy to understand. Everything is listed as far as resource as well for the fourth standard instructional materials. It's easy to find everything needed through each module. It's laid out in front of you. The YouTube video, what chapters to be reading. There is a link to the PowerPoint and video lectures themselves, and any other kind of supplemental readings that need to be done are listed here as well. So that makes it very nice. Very easy to maneuver and follow through, and that's done through each week. The other thing I took a look at here at in standard 4.6, the course content is culturally diverse and bias free. I thought this course, because it can be a little bit of a hot topic, obviously, education and public policy. So she did a very nice job with actually sharing materials from different sides. There's a lot of different views, obviously, politically, culturally, when you discuss education, and a lot of the materials that were provided looked at it from many different angles, between the readings, between a couple of different YouTube videos that we watched. Again, I thought it was fairly, I wouldn't say it was bias free, but it was pretty well balanced as far as from hearing from different sides of the equation here. Learner interaction and engagement. The learning activities promote achievement of the state learning objectives. Learning activities provide opportunities for interaction that support active learning. I thought it was very evident throughout the style how this was made up. And again, there were requirements, certain number of responses, the length of the response, commenting on the responses of others, and responding again to some of those responses. So it definitely was designed. The expectation was that there was a very high amount of communication between students in the class. So I thought with that standard, it actually, would, I guess if you want to say, scored very high. Clear standards for instructor responsiveness and availability are communicated to the student. Again, the instructor was very present in this course, responding and active within those conversations. The requirements for student interaction are clearly articulated. Again, that goes back to the syllabus and also to the YouTube videos that discussed and basically instructed what the discussions would be about. Course technology, course tools, and media support the learning objectives and appropriately chosen. Obviously, D2L provided the necessary means as far as creating the discussion boards and allowing interaction between members of the class. Navigation through the online components of the course are logical, consistent, efficient, and intuitive. I thought it was laid out very nicely. There's obviously some tweaks that could have taken place to maybe make it a little bit visually easier to navigate. Maybe some of the tools that show up on that home screen. But overall, if you're familiar with D2L, it was easy to figure out where all the materials were, especially once you get into the main content settings. It says course design takes advantage of current technologies, tools, and media. There's a lot going on in here as far as different videos and links to creating Word documents, creating YouTube videos, creating following the discussion posts. So I mean, it takes advantage of technology. It doesn't go to the extent of using different tools or unfamiliar tools or learning anything new, but it does take advantage of the tools that most people are fairly familiar with. As far as learner support, the course identifies policies and services for all students. I'd say the instructor definitely discusses that as far as if you need help each week to contact her. And again, she's very active within the community and discussion community here. But even so, going back and looking at the syllabus, see all the instructions are listed here as far as what you need to do as far as contacting the professor or where you need to go. So everything's laid out pretty nicely. As far as accessibility goes, I guess this is the one we all kind of felt was a little bit difficult. I'm not an expert yet as far as creating fully accessible documents for everything. Again, I don't think all of the materials would pass the test, so to say, for every level of accessibility. Um, but there is a variety of different tools that are there. I mean, one of the things as far as even creating um, the YouTube videos that go over the syllabus and go over all the different expectations as well. That's one different level of accessibility there. But as far as making sure that the Word documents and the PowerPoints are fully accessible to any kind of visual impaired student, I don't know if that definitely passes the test. I said overall, I thought the course was well designed. It was easy to navigate. Um, all the expectations were laid out there. Maybe a couple different layouts, especially looking at the course we're taking now, how Ollie has it laid out. It's very visually appealing. I could see that we could tweak this one in that way, but again, nothing that was too bad, obviously. So that is it.